Remember, if I was gonna do multiple rounds of this, I wouldn't be able to complete it, right? That means I didn't go hard enough on set 1. So that set alone right there stimulated enough muscle breakdown in order for me to produce growth.
I'm just killing time waiting.
I'm just killing time. This whole time. Play this at my funeral.
I don't need no more than I already
It's easy.
got.
How many issues I'm swimming through, fishing around for the truth. This is living proof. Now I don't swim, but I...
Alright guys, back again with the Prez, back here in Juniper Park. And if you guys watched the last video and I was talking about 1 set to failure training when I was doing it with my pull-ups and explaining the benefits of it, I also mentioned that I was also going to be doing it for push-ups. So I saved it for a separate video because I've actually spoke about this method of training, bodyweight push-ups, in the past, right? I get many questions about what's the benefits of doing such high rep push-ups, right? There comes to a time when if your goal is muscle building and all you do is calisthenics, bodyweight work, that you're eventually going to have to start adding some type of load to continue to stimulate muscle growth, right? Or else you're going to have to be doing sets of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 reps in order to get to that maximum muscle fiber recruitment, right? So for when it comes to push-ups, if you're an advanced calisthenic athlete, I would guarantee you that 50 clips should be easy for you at this point, right? So if you could do 50 push-ups easy, there's not really a muscle building effect. All you're doing there is working on endurance. But it's when you push past the 50 reps and you're going towards those 70, 80, 90, where the last repetitions start to become very hard, that's when you start again tapping into those type 2 muscle fibers, those fast twitch muscle fibers that are more effective at building muscle and stimulating growth, right? Remember, you have endurance type muscle fibers, which are the type 1, and then you have the type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers, which are more accumulative to fatigue, right? They fatigue a lot easier than the type 1 muscle fibers. Like I said, that's why you find runners that could run miles and marathons predominantly use their type 1 muscle fibers to power them through that routine, whereas sprinters will use type 2 muscle fibers, right? You ain't gonna sprint for a mile straight, you're gonna be sprinting short distances for like 30, 45 seconds. So, to make high rep push-ups, bodyweight push-ups effective at muscle growth, you gotta push past failure. You gotta make the reps extremely hard where you're fighting for those single repetitions. So, like I said, if you've been training calisthenics for a long time, 50 clips should be easy. So I'm gonna go for a max effort set of push-ups right now with the goal in mind to try to get to 100 reps unbroken. So I know I could probably get to 60, 70 clean right now pretty easily, but once I get to that limit, that's when I have to start pushing out max effort repetitions. Remember, to train in an endurance rep range, right, to build up endurance, you want to be training with about 50 to 70% of your max load. So now let's just say I can do 70 reps of push-ups very easily. Let's just say my max effort set of push-ups is 70. Let's just say that, for example. Now I want to build endurance. I wouldn't do sets of 70. I would do sets of 70% or about 60% of that. So I'd be doing sets of around 40 reps. So I'd probably aim for like 3 or 4 sets of 40 repetition push-ups with about 2-3 minute break in between. That's how you build endurance. But now if you want to stimulate muscle growth with bodyweight push-ups, you got to push past that limit. You got to push past your max until you go to extreme exhaustion. So we're going to go, I'm going to say in my head, I'm going to try to hit 100 clip unbroken. Don't know if I'm going to get to that point, but I am going to go to failure on pushes to show you guys how you stimulate maximum muscle fiber recruitment to get the most benefit for muscle building out of bodyweight pushes. So real quick, I'm going to take a sip of water. And like always, guys, I got my Aminos in here, my Muscle Feast Hydrate electrolytes. Remember, if you're training out in the heat, definitely recommend supplement or electrolytes in your water. You're going to be sweating a lot. You're going to be depleting your sodium, magnesium, your potassium levels. So supplementing with that in the heat is definitely critical. It'll help you from cramping out and fatiguing during your set. So you guys can check out musclefeast.com. I got a discount code, Elvis gets 10 to save you 10% off anything. And you guys know I've been using their whey protein isolate for years now. So go get yourself some also. Alright guys, 1 max effort set. Sam, you can see the bar in my camera. Alright guys, let's go. I got my man Sam from Australia here. I'll tag him in the content also. Professional videographer from Australia, out here shooting hip hop content in New York. So go follow him as well. Let's get these reps. Alright, that was a 60 clip. Now the reps are going to start to get hard, and we're going to fight for as many as we can get. So hit 64, we're gonna get right back on that bar and go for as many negative reps as possible. Alright, so 70 reps, the last 10 after 60. Again, had to take me through failure. 60 was my max in one clip without really breaking. Even though the 50 to 60, the last 10 of that rep were hard, but that's what you want. You want to stimulate a muscle as many reps as possible to fatigue the chest muscles when doing body weight reps, right? If you want to maximize growth, stopping at 50 wouldn't have done it, right? That just would have took me to my limit right there, and again, would have been more endurance training. Pushing past that 60 rep mark, and then going into force negatives where I could barely push out, that's putting the muscle under extreme tension and bringing that intensity up, right? Remember, if I was gonna do multiple rounds of this, I wouldn't be able to complete it, right? That means I didn't go hard enough on set one. So that set alone right there stimulated enough muscle breakdown in order for me to produce growth. So that's the benefit of one set to failure training. And again, clearly I don't have 100 reps on me yet, right? This isn't my first routine of the day. We just did max effort pull-ups, so I would have a little bit of accumulative fatigue also. But again, that's how you stimulate muscle growth with body weight training only. Try these routines out. You can do it for pull-ups, you can do it for dips, you can do it for push-ups, you can do it for handstands. Negative reps come into play, guys. You can use bands for all these exercises as well. Try them out. Take your body through exhaustion, and again, it's going to be a different stimulus that your body's not used to. Make sure you allow for sufficient recovery time and watch your body grow. Hope you guys enjoy these routines and these little tips that I'm showing you guys. Do these routines, especially if you're pressed for time. One set to failure. Pull-up set took me, what, 2 minutes? Push-ups, what, maybe 3 minutes I was on that bar? So again, you can see how high and how long that muscle stays under tension as opposed to just doing straight sets, right? Try these out. Like the video, helps the algorithm out. Share with your friends, your family. If you have a question or comment, leave it in the comment section. I always get back to you. Hit that bell notification so you guys get notified every time I drop a video. And like always, guys, peace out. BARNATURALS.
No sad story, I ain't here for a symphony, no sympathy. When I was on the bench, you wouldn't sit with me. Now I'm on the court and I'm balling, my time's coming.